1 month time, you do it like once a week.
Once a week.
Yes.
And then after you transfer it without the sediment, you keep it for.
You don't touch it.
You don't touch it until
We keep it till the Easter.
Pascha.
Yes. See how the color changed?
Yeah.
Turned completely red. And every 2 years,
You have to
just
wash
once
it.
is the period you wash right.
With hot water.
Yeah. But otherwise, you maybe accidentally forget. You think it's washed. You're sticking it, wine and. So, yeah, if the wine is wet, it's easy to wash. Once it gets dry, it's
Stains.
yeah, it's hard to clean off.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So when you transfer it from the big bottles to the little bottles, you do the same with the hose?
Well, that's a different story. So, because you don't wanna use any chemicals and sulfates, you need to make sure it does not have too much of the access to the oxygen. So the only way to do it naturally is to cool it, like make it really cold. So that squeezes the wine. And another thing what I'm doing is that before I put it in the bottles, it's actually the disinfection tube. So I take the wine alcohol really high, like 190 proof, and I'm pouring every single bottle, washing it, and draining it. Whatever it does have on the sides, it just evaporates. It does not let oxygen go in. So it's a whole thing. Like once it gets dry, I already have wine in tube. So it dries out, but it gets wine, and there is still the oxygen gets in the wine, but it's not dangerous. So in the wine, there is a few what we call the preservative, natural preservatives.
Yeah.
It does not like need to add anything. So the first is a natural sulfates. And natural sulfates occurs during the fermentation. So if you keep the wine like a covered, nice, not too much exposed to the air, it will have certain amount of the sulfates. Besides the sulfates, wine does have acidity. So acidity is that like a fruitiness you feel in a wine. So as acid wine is, as long it stays fresh wine. Another preservative is the tannins. So when you feel, and the source of the tannin is the seeds and the stems. So if the stems is dry and brown, yes, you can use as a source of the tannins. If not, you have to remove. But seeds contain enough tannins to kind of give the wine enough to preserve. And the biggest preservative is the alcohol. So minimum for a natural wine without any additives is a 12.
12.
If your wine goes a little bit below the 12, it won't last more than 1 year. So it's like a fresh spring type of wine. We make it, but we drink.
We drink it up, yeah.
Yes, so we don't wait, we don't bother. So everything above 12 is best. So because I'm having the all natural wine, I'm trying to keep my wine as high as possible in alcohol, like 15 to 16, maybe a little bit over. So that makes me feel safe that the wine won't spoil. And another good thing with the high alcohol is that wine does have two levels of the fermentation. Two phases of the fermentation. So first phase is the sugar converting to the alcohol, and the second phase of the fermentation which happens in the glass jars is a malolactic fermentation. So what's a malolactic fermentation? During the malolactic fermentation, one type of acidity turns into another type of acidity. The grape is a unique fruit. It does have lots of different type of acids, but the highest acid you can feel is the apple.
Apple?
Yes. So acidity of the apple. It's called malic acid. So the malic acid is when you taste the wine and it has a lot of fruits in it, you can taste the apple, berries, all type. That means the malic acid did not turn into the lactic acid. Lactic acid is the acid of the milk, So when wine turns completely from malic acid to the lactic acid, you have more like a rounded wine. It's more thick, it's like a heavy.
Like port?
Not port, but you don't have that fancy like a fillings in the mouth. It's personal preference. I prefer to be more fruity because lactic acid doesn't just tastes like a wine.
Right.
So the reason I brought it up is that when you have the high alcohol content, high sugar level in a juice, in the first few days when the alcohol level goes high, it slows down the malolactic fermentation. So high alcohol also is a warrant that your wine always will stay fruity and nice to drink. So it slows down malolactic fermentation. But the problem is that if you don't take a good care of the natural wine, because your malolactic fermentation is not complete because of the alcohol level. If you leave it like an open or something and alcohol evaporates, it's gonna start malolactic fermentation in a bottle, and most likely that's where the vinegar bacteria appears. So you might spoil the wine. So in one side, like pros are, it's always fresh, always good. It tastes always really fruity and nice. But cons is it's not gonna allow you to not take good care of it. So
That's why when you open the wine, you got to drink it, right?
Yes. I mean, you can keep it for a day or two, but you cannot keep it for a week or something.
Right.
Especially like exposed to the oxygen.
Right.
Otherwise, yeah, that's another thing with the sulfates. If you have the wine full of sulfates, you just don't worry about that. You just
Right.
keep it outside in a rainy day, so it's gonna be all set. So yeah, that's a long story short.
That was awesome.